on my YouTube trends. Another little quick update here. I've started doing the walls, as you can see here. I've got the wiring thingy in there ready to go. Ran it across the back here to the middle one where this is going to go. As you can see, that hasn't quite managed to stay in there, so I'm going to have to do something to make sure that gets put into the wall properly and stays. Ran the wire across there into where that one's going to be and put that one up. I haven't put the wall up above it because it's pointless until I can get that right wired in. I've already got that one thingy so that you can see the plug sockets there with a wood piece to hold it in place. You can see the bits of wood here where that's my measurements for the actual units that I'm going to be putting in to find out whereabouts they're going to come to, so I can start working myself out fully. I've moved all these that's there now, we're all basically in this area covering all this, so I was like having to move it all so I could do this area here to get a thing. As you can see, the wire cogs leading to that one there now for us to be able to work on that one. Got all that shifted into the middle section so it's out the way so I can work both sides, because the wiring is going to go down across here and back up this side and finish probably in a plug socket somewhere over here. That one's the first one that I'm dealing from, and I've got the wire up, and I've got two up here but not to there, because that's obviously going to be awkward to try and hold it up and thing it at the same time, so I've got to work something for that. There's none up on the ceiling part yet, but I come up with an issue that I bought some electric sockets, some smart electric sockets for to go into these. I bought them on eBay, they were about £9 each, so I spent about 70 quid on them to get them here, open them up and find out that on this one, these bits here where you screw the backing onto the backing plate, the actual screws you get with the one don't actually fit into there properly. They only go like a tiny bit in and then they won't screw in the rest of the way, so they were sticking out, and I was like, well, what the hell? So I ended up to go up to the local tool station, buy the right size one so that I could screw it in. Started putting the wires in, tried to tighten the screws to the wires, and they basically just shed. The screws shed and wouldn't tighten up tight enough to hold the fucking wires in place, so they've now went back today, which is Monday. So I'm getting my money back on them ones. I'm going to have to buy some more expensive ones, so it just goes to prove that sometimes trying to buy cheaper does not work in your favour. So they have been sent back. I need to buy some others, which I'll probably get from Tool Station, but the ones from Tool Station, you're talking roughly about £13–14 each for them. But I want them to be smart ones so that I can come up here, and before I come up I can either say, if I buy myself a little Alexa thing, say Alexa switch on the man cave, and everything will just switch on, or use the app and just go on and everything will just go and everything will light up and be ready. You can see I've got the wire dangling there because I need to add a bit more wire to that so it'll reach up to here, so that eventually when I get to it I can put some lighting there and put some lighting further across there, because at the minute that's just it's like basically a proper loft sort of thing, just to help us so I can see what I'm doing. And then after that I'll be checking to see if those bits of wood, if it's wide enough to fit a big area around here or not. I'll hopefully do the whole lot, but if it doesn't, well then it's fair enough. If it doesn't, I'll just end up chucking it all out. But that's what I'm up to right now, guys. So I'm always coming up with problems, like again just here, even though you can't really see it as such, because of the gap. As you can see there's a big huge gap between the post there and the post there, and this being very, very flimsy 6mm stuff, it's very flimsy there, see? So you can see it's just, so what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to work out something where I can get something in behind there just to attach these two together, just to give it a bit more stability behind there, because I don't want to start having to try and buy even more wood and putting a wood in the middle section to thing it. But if I need to, well then I will, but I don't want to, because it's this thing going to run the price up and up and up and up. So far it's not been too bad, and I'll give you a rundown of prices of stuff another day when I get further on. But that's where we're at so far, guys. I'm happy with it. I've obviously got a boatload of the wood up here ready to start putting up some of the rest of the walls and ceilings, and I've got a load of it downstairs in the passageway, which is bugging war last a bit, but hey, what can you do? Catch us in the next one, guys. Okay then, guys, so yeah, that's where we're up to now. I'll have to move across here so you can see. You can see what we've got left to do as well. All these electric sockets are in. I've only got the ones, basically one to go in down there and the one to go in on that back wall just there left to do. All the rest of those ones are all in place. You can see gaps in here. I'm just going to use some decorator's cork or something to fill those in. You can see I haven't done these ones up here. The reason I haven't done those ones up there is that this wire is a live wire. Literally, I don't know where he's got it wired in here. I think I've mentioned that before. And it doesn't quite reach all the way up to the rafters up here. So what I'm going to do is I've got to basically get a 3-way adapter thing for that, so that I can basically put a wire up into here. Also run a thingy where I can sort of have a switch somewhere. I don't know whether I'll run it down here and then do this switch into here as I'm coming up, or what. Then get some lights for up in here, get a couple of lights, maybe put one onto there and one on somewhere around here somewhere. But for the eagle-eyed people that are keyboard warriors, yes, every one of them plugs is being put on upside down. So no, it doesn't mean that I'm a fucking idiot. What it means is I fucking use me Loft, mate, right? And I've purposely put them on upside down, because with English plugs, as you can see, the thing is come out the bottom, and if it's a very low gap, which is what they would have had, it puts a lot of fucking tensile strength or tensile thing on this, which can end up breaking them and make the wires run out quickly, you know, when it's constantly being pulled across it. So now they will be sticking up over the wires. Plus, you're not going to see the fuckers anyway, because they're all going to be behind units. So therefore, it was the simplest and best idea to have the wires coming so that they'll come up, and then I'll be able to bend them around at their own angle without putting any stress on them to get them to do it that way. See? So yes, I'm not dumb, I'm a fucking genius. Okay? There you can. So any keyboard warriors, you can shut the fuck up before you start. The rest is, there you go, and that's what I'm up to. I've basically got a thingy these across, yeah, put in, like I say, the wiring up this one, and it'll probably be the first one I'll get, it'll be there, but I may end up like running it across over and downlinking it from that side, and put another one up here somewhere to get the lighting, because the lighting I've got right now is just literally a bloody bulb, and I think to give it a little light. But I haven't tested this lighting yet, because I still haven't put the plug on, the one that goes down into the bedroom yet. Yeah, that'll be done once I've getting everything else pretty much sorted. But yeah, I'm quite happy, it's coming along. I'm getting a lot further now that I've done most of the hard stuff, the really hard works out of the way. Now the hardest bits are going to be literally being able to reach up to do these ones and still feel fucking safe, because trying to reach up with just one ladder and have the power to lift them up and place them in, and then lift the drill and drill them into place and do the ceiling bits like that, that's not exactly going to be easy on a fucking thingy. So I'm still sort of like a little bit thinking how I'm going to do that. I've come up with an idea that might work, but I don't want to say anything until I've tested it out. Yeah, and like I say, these ones will be done as soon as I can run the extra length of wire that I need up over and onto the joists. But there you go, guys, that's what we're at. And you can see the flooring is thingy, but I've got a flooring here that I'm going to see if it'll cover the flooring. If it doesn't, well then hey, it doesn't, that's fine. I'll just work out the next thing, because carpeting and that's not that bad. I could probably get a remnant of carpet for a couple of £100 and run that through if I really wanted to. It just depends. But for now, guys, that's where I'm up to. That's what I've got done so far. You know what I mean? And it's just basically, like I say, fucking filling up some of the gaps in with decorator's caulk, then painting it all. Which, once it's painted, you're not going to notice most of this stuff that you're probably noticing now. But like I say, I ain't a professional. And even down the bottoms of here, where there's the gaps here and there's the gaps down there, once this is painted, you're not going to see how much. Plus there's going to be units going into there anyway, so it's going to be pretty much hidden away that you're barely going to see any of that type of stuff. And up the sides of there's not much of a gap at all. You know, I've got the hardest bit to probably do is going to be cutting around that part there, but you know, again, I'll just deal with these things as I get them. But there we go. That's where we're up to. Hope you enjoyed. Catch you in the next one.
So what I believe you were trying to say is thank you.
Thank you?
You're welcome.
What? No. I didn't. I wasn't. Why would I ever say that? I mean,